Yes. I'm a Norwegian writer, and I live in Norway. I've written a book about walking, because a lot of years ago, my best friends told me it would be a good, since I walked a lot, I crossed a lot of countries in Europe, crossed Italy and Spain, and Greece, Sweden, and Denmark, and Germany, England even. They told me it would be a good idea to write a book about walking. And my publisher said, yeah, it's a good idea to write a book about walking. It will be a bestseller. If it's good, you will be rich. Not a millionaire, but you will earn some money. So I was often told that this was really a good idea about writing a book about walking. And I said, I don't like good ideas. In fact, I hate good ideas. It's the worst thing I know, good ideas. Good ideas is for people working in commercials or design or film industry or banks or in prison or something. Good ideas never make good books. So I wouldn't write a book. And the years went by and I still walked. And after 7 or 9 years, when the idea really was bad, I decided to write it. It took me 2 months. It became a bestseller. It's translated into a lot of languages that I don't know. I earned a lot of money, and I stopped walking. So today I only take taxis and aeroplanes and trains and boats, and I nearly don't. The book is. It's not a book that starts somewhere exotic in India or Nepal. It always starts in my own apartment. All my journeys starts in my own apartment. I leave the apartment, take the stairs down, and then I walk left. One day I decide, okay, I'll walk left. I can walk for a week. Or maybe next day I decide to walk right, or just right ahead. And I always see where it leads me. And I always walk in a suit, because not a Hugo Boss or Armani, but I buy them secondhand. I've seen the gypsy do that, old suits with very good quality, and they're really good to walk in. But in Norway, after 2 or 3 hours walking, you come to the mountains. So that's the best part of it. We're walking in the mountains with a lot of people with Gore-Tex, and I come walking in my suit and always a white shirt, and then who's he? Where is he going? And I walk really quick, and I carry some whiskey, and I always smoke cigarettes, and in Norway this is really radical. I mean, so this is the best parts. But and then very often I walk together with a friend, and he has this Gore-Tex. He has a blue jacket and a yellow. He's really funny to look at. But when he's in the mountain, he's really dominating everything. But then you always get to a city. In Romania, we walked in Transylvania. We come to Bucharest, and I wanted to go to a bar, and he said, I can't go in this. No, you're right. You have to go back and sleep somewhere. But then I had a suit, so I just walked into the bar and. So there are some advantages with this suit. I will read very shortly, but this trip actually started because I sat for 2 years in a bar. I won a literary prize. It was rather big, so I didn't have to work. So every day I went to this bar. I sat there for 2 years, smoked a lot. And drank a lot, and my friend said, you can't sit there, it will kill you. You have to do something. So let's go for a walk. And we did, and the walk ended in Istanbul. Why not begin with a street? The street and the route I walked up and down almost every day for more than 2 years. Björnsonsgaten, dirty and car-choked, working-class housing in rows on each side of the shadow that resembles a road, a traffic artery, bloodless and cold, a narrow pavement past factory lots, the filling station Down towards Danmarksplads, the city's darkest traffic light intersection. A miserable street, punctuated with repressing relics. A dying tree, that ruinous wooden house, and a hatch smothered with exhaust dust. The window where she stands pulling off her cotton jumper. A miserable street, my home and favorite route into the city. The street opens onto the technical college and the Kroonsminde Stadium on the right, and the right Heis blocks and Solheimsviken at the left. I pass the trainee chefs on the stone steps of the college. They stand smoking under their white, airy cook hats, as if they're balancing the clouds on their heads. 7 or 8 trainees, chefs, next to the trainee hairdressers. Easy to spot because of their hairstyles, red and green shocks of hair, and every size and shape. One of the girls have a shape and a bare stripe from her forehead to the nape of her neck. It looks as if the street runs straight to her head. And I carry on down towards Danmarksplads, down under the traffic tumult, right or left through the underpass. The tunnel divides. Today, I take the right fork, and in retrospect, I should be grateful that I didn't choose the left. Because a bit further along on the right, just past the Forum Cinema, after the slope leading to the lake, on the bridge where the fish lie dying on the tarmac, the sunlight strikes a traffic sign, and I'm struck by an unexpected shaft of happiness. It simply says, "You are happy, here and now, for no reason. In this instant you are happy, unreasonably, like a gift. There's no other way to describe it. I have no cause to be happy, hungover and dejected after 4 days of solid drinking, living on in my filthy house in a miserable street, sleeping on mattresses without furniture, deserted by the woman I thought I'd be able to live with. I'm in the process of destroying myself. A grim and determined effort at self-destruction, drinking and going to pieces. And suddenly, I'm happy. Why? Because the sunlight picks out the road sign? I have to stop and catch my breath. And I feel a warm and jubilant transparency inside of me. Thoughts reawaken and lose their dullness. It's a thoroughly physical experience. My thoughts brighten, and I start walking again, lighter this time, up towards the prominence of Nygårdshöjden and the city center. And slowly, it draws me. You're happy because you're walking. Going to the dogs, crawling on all fours, belly on the floor, face down, a scar across the eyes, light, it strikes like a cudgel, a wound someone's whistling in. She whistles in my blood, there's a whistling in my head. Who is whistling? Get closer, crawl across the floor, in under the table, a puddle of alcohol, lap it up, roll over and lay down under the table. You see half or less of everything, a waist perhaps, naked feet, and in the evenings, the hem of a nightdress. The edge of the table hides the face. It's your father, your lord and master, that beautiful back, the sweet and the shirt. We're moving again. The empty room, so liberatingly empty. A lamp, well, something to love, a loving lamp, getting undressed, switching off the light and going to bed. If only you knew. How can you know? What do you know? He finds the cigarette, crawling under the table. How good it is to crawl, to drown yourself. How good it is to drink. Fill yourself with oblivion. Drown. The falling darkness under the table. Like living in a house within a house. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, a dog house. You crawl out, roll against the wall, stick the tongue of the belt buckle into the electrical socket. There, you see the light, you feel the power. Now you can see how he rises, gropes his way out to the door, struggles and jerks, jumps for the door handle and reaches it with his mouth, bites it downwards, metal against his tongue, barks upon the door and runs out into the corridor. raucous and making all the noises that will make someone come and take him away. Before I go, let's tot up all the joys we know. Drinking, standing, swaying in the bar, lifting the glass, lighting the cigarette, talking without knowing what's being said, a ceaseless stream of oblivion received by any chance mouth. And the next day, crawling through town, up the stairs, through the door, across the carpet, looking up at the window, playing with children, talking to them like one demented. Loving, I mean pouncing upon her, putting on her clothes, panties and tights, vest, jumper, pulling on her hat and coat, and seeing her off and running at full tilt now, back from nursery school, round the corners and down the stairs, storming into the flat and pouncing on her, pulling off her jumper and tights, panties and wets, getting her into bed. I mean, my life in a nutshell. Sleeping, a pure pleasure. Waking, an earnest pleasure. Waking each morning, the earnestness of life. It's a joy that life is earnest. You wake, that's a joy. You wake to the earnestness. Life wakes, not just you, but your neighbors and the shop, the streets and the noises and the air she no longer breathes. The joy of life. I love life. The older I get, the more I love life. The more I'm frightened of dying. This surprised me. I'm not getting any wiser with the years. On the contrary, it's almost as if I'm approaching pure and all-encompassing stupidity. The joy of standing still for a long time, or being at home, shopping up in the flat, locking the door, turning down the lights, sitting by the lamp and the desk, writing or not writing. The joy of my desk, of objects, the ashtray and the lamp, the window, the chairs, the carpet and the doors. The joy of things created by human hands. This house, these stairs, this lift, all the doors and square shapes, books and letters, this desk, this pen, created by language. It's Tuesday, and today, for the first time, I consider the joy of being able to speak. I rejoice at being able to think. Today I rejoice at being able to write. It's Tuesday, and I rejoice that it's Tuesday. I haven't forgotten the joy of traveling, the thrilling ecstasy of being on the move, sitting in a car and racing along, motionless and breakneck speed. I love driving fast, fast and far, out of the city, in the darkness, driving at night, out of the city and back again. Or short trips on bus or a boat, out and back the same way. Above all, I like ferries or trains. They don't alter their original plans. We forget the fundamentals, the joy of waking, of being able to stand up, of going to the kitchen and drink a glass of water. A glass of cold, cold water. I don't know if you can remember the triumph of raising yourself up from the floor, standing there, swaying, that sudden control and childish joy of being able to walk from room to room. Walking, that's what I like doing most. It's Tuesday. I'm going out drinking. It's a foolish joy. The joy of swaying and losing your words and your balance, lurking and crawling, almost like being a child again. Thank you.